Let's restock the Crow Mystery Scoop Bin. I have 4 scoops coming up, so it's definitely time to do a restock. Starting off, we got some different kinds of miscellaneous beads. These are my favorite out of the beads, and I am so excited for people to get these and root through these. There's some truly wacky ones in there. Of course, we're refilling our potion bottle necklaces, and we also are restocking some of our vintage jewelry as well. My favorite one is definitely the tree one. How about you? Plopping those all in there. We're also going to be putting in some more little jelly shrimp because these go fast, so I'm making sure to put in a lot of jelly shrimp. We got these vintage wooden little ornaments. They're so cute. Look at that bunny, look at that chicken. And they're all going in there. We also have tons of different pendants. Like, these are all different types of pendants. These are my favorite ones out of all of them. But there's just so much in there. I cannot wait for people to get these. There's definitely a lot of selection in this round. We also got some vintage kids toys and just some random little trinkets in here. Here are some of my favorites. We got a vintage My Little Pony. We got some game pieces. And of course, we got some little dice. We also got some interesting, weird coins. And we cannot forget the Hot Wheels because I don't know why. I gotta add the Hot Wheels in. Childlike whimsy is totally a thing. We're putting in 2 brand new bracelets because those always go first. And of course, a bunch of thimbles from our thimble haul video that we did a few videos back. We got some vintage matchbooks. Something about them is just so nostalgic. And a bunch of handmade keychains. I made these all by hand with just random toys and stuff that I found. I made these out of some Barbie shoes. I ended up making so much that I could only put like half of them in the bin this time. We of course got some vintage buttons. Here are some of my favorites. That is so uncannily like a coin, wasn't it? What a trickster button. And we're adding in some more capsules, so more opportunities to get some new photo cards and also some bigger items. You also have the chance to win one of the 2 little fidget spinner thimbles that we got from the last haul. So we're just adding those capsules in so they're easier to get. We got some vintage collectible spoons. I think they're so cute. Some vintage tie clips. I said there was going to be a lot of variety in this one. And a bunch of different types of pins. This vintage Avon pin would be so good for like your pills. And I cleaned it out very thoroughly. Here are some of my favorite pins out of all of them, but there's a lot in there. And of course, back by popular demand, we have to get those marbles in there. I got this huge jar of vintage marbles, and so I'm so excited to put these in again. And on to the specimens. These are all hand-foraged, hand-collected. Here's some shell detritus jars. I just love the little shell details. And this time I chose to label some of my specimens just so people know what they are. This is hand-forged and dried rosemary, pearly everlasting flowers. All sealed, of course, because we don't want them to be emptied out in the bin. We also got some hand-forged lavender. How appropriate is the little star jar for the lavender? So cute. And just to prove that I do this all on my own, here's my little hanging setup that I got right now. Lots of opportunities for specimen jars this time around, so we're adding those into the bin. And last but not least, we got some Girl Scout patches. And that's all for the bin restock this time around. I hope you love everything, and this is where we're at right now. I can't wait to scoop the orders.